FOMO took over. Some house buyers caved to a hot market and now regret it. And here's these two ladies who say, let's see who they are. We got from left is Christy Harvey and Talia Waller. All right, from right there. Okay, so FOMO is a powerful thing, fear of missing out. Sometimes powerful enough to spur a life-changing decision like buying a house or selling a property or refinancing. Let's see. Just take Sabrina Beaumont, the chief marketing officer for Passion Plans, a floor-plan design company in California. She had been looking half-heartedly for a house for almost 2 years, but when the pandemic hit and her friends started buying left and right, she decided to get off the sidelines and take action. I will admit that FOMO took over for me. It really set in when my best friend bought her house, and she quickly found herself up against steep competition. While she ultimately found and bought a property, she says buying at such a hot time cost her $30,000 in about 400 square feet. I should have bought one of those houses I looked at in the past, and now I regret not doing it. I ended up getting into a betting war and bought a house that was smaller and more expensive than ones I'd previously looked at, and I feel stupid about this situation. Inventory is currently at record-setting lows and has made buying a home more competitive than ever. According to real estate brokerage Redfin, nearly 3/4 of all offers face bidding wars in April. Even scarier, the average home is selling in just 18 days, amigos. 18 days. Kevin, you know what amigos means?
Yeah.
What? Hey, my son knows what amigos means. Take that, Fauci. In a market as fast moving as today, FOMO are common. Low inventory is causing fear amongst those who are willing and able to buy, says Dana Bull, a realtor of South Beach. Will more homes ever come available? Scarcity creates fear, and people are gobbling up homes that may not even love just to secure something. Notice what she says here. Scarcity creates fear, which causes what to prices. Government printing doesn't cause scarcity. Government regulation and policy causes scarcity, which does what the prices. Just know your history. Just look at all the man-made created famines throughout the world, man. Just so doggone frustrating. Everyone's putting they have it all ass-backwards, whatever. You don't look at the money supply, you look at the scarcity. Too much money chasing too few goods. Everyone focuses on too much money. It's actually too few goods. It's not just buyers who are vulnerable to FOMO, it's sellers too. They're seeing neighbors and friends making huge gains when listing their homes and debating whether they should take advantage of the opportunity. Look, I got that, man. I mean, I get that. These people right next to us sold theirs for a pretty penny. Now, but the second part of that is they still got to move someplace. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, while they're selling for a pretty penny, they still got to buy something for a pretty penny. But I get it. It's like, man, we could make that kind of scratch on this. But yeah, it is what it is. Moving sucks. No other way around that. I hate it. So it's, oh man. All right. So here's Talia Waller's perfect example. When two of her neighbors made a mint on their DC condos last year, it pushed her to jump in the market too. Selling was definitely a combination of FOMO from my neighbors and having to exist in my home more due to pandemic restrictions. Both of my neighbors made over $100,000 off their home sale. Unfortunately, she wasn't the only one who hopped on the bandwagon, and a flood of other properties hit the market just as her did, which is the drawback about condos, actually. Though she wasn't able to make as much as her neighbors, her FOMO didn't steer her in an entirely wrong direction. She took $70,000 on her condo sale and is using the profit to buy a larger property. What? Okay, so she really didn't make a profit. She's just trading this for that, essentially, with all the costs that go with it and the hassle of moving. For those not ready to sell, FOMO has inspired its fair share of refinances. Crystal Harvey, I think that was her right there, right? Yeah, it's Crystal, right? Yeah, Crystal Harvey. All right. Crystal Harvey, let's see, where was it? Hold on a second. All right, love you, bud. Kevin's getting ready to go to his middle school graduation. Everyone on the channel say, congrats, Kevin! Yay! All right, love you, big guy. We'll see you at Red Robin. Pablo, let's close it. Hold on a second, let me close this. Said she wished she could have made the decision solely based on math, but if I'm being honest, FOMO played a role too. I watched friends and colleagues buying new homes and refinancing. I just kept hearing about low interest rates in the news. How to avoid a housing decision you'll regret. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, I think how you avoid a housing decision you'll regret is make sure that you say, is this a house I want to be in for more than 5 years? If it's not, don't do it, man. But don't try to convince yourself. Do the Ben Franklin. You take a blank piece of paper, you draw a line down the middle to say the pros of doing X, buying or selling, the cons of doing X. And you think about it in quiet. Whoa, don't try to convince yourself if it's not apparently obvious. I hope that helps. We'll see you.